If God is in Christ reconciling the world to God's self, as the scriptural witness suggests, then God is through Christ in communication with the world. And the very being of a God who communicates in that way suggests that communication, conversation, dialogue, if that's the essence of who God is, then it should surely be the essence of how we respond to God's love to us in Jesus Christ.
And you're coming for the sake of God, to understand the other and to build a harmony. And we find that within the life of the prophet, whereby there was an entire period of outreach. There were covenants which were signed. Covenants is a very biblical and Quranic thing, whereby you have a moral obligation, and it begins at the point where there's difficulty. And I think that was the nature of what we were instructed really to do, to outreach to people, to live in harmony, to live in peace, not to force people to think in a particular way, not to harass people, and to be godly about it.
People of faith are called to engage with the world as it is, and to accept and love the diversity of the world as we find it. I believe that Jesus met and encountered people in very different walks of life and from very different communities to his own, and he engaged with them in a positive, spirited dialogue.
In terms of, in the Quran, it says, there's no compulsion in religion. And when we have these discussions between faiths, we have the mutual respect, and we're not there to win over each other. We're there to really understand each other and bring each other closer to each other.
From a Jewish point of view, I'm not sure there really are huge theological points for interfaith. In the Mishnah, in Pirkei Avot, it says, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And if I'm only for myself, what am I? I think that kind of, for me, is why I do interfaith work, that I want to look out for myself, I want to look out for my own interests, but at the same time I have to be aware of other people. And so maybe it's not an interfaith thing, maybe it's just an intercommunal, intercultural thing.
The theological basis of dialogue, interfaith dialogue, for me, according to the Christian faith, is God coming to us to talk to us. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. God himself was expressed in the gospel as the Word. What more motivation could we have to have an interfaith dialogue and revert to dialogue rather than to tension or to any other thing that can disturb the relationship between each other or with God?
Do funny enough, when he was saying that, in the beginning was the Word, I remember a number of years ago I said that to a Muslim. I said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So he looked at me and he said, that's a profound saying. Where in the Quran is it? So I looked at him and I said, that's actually the Bible.